Good morning and welcome to an overcast Kingsmead Oval Stadium where we have the semi-final of the BCSA National Tournament. It's been a riveting tournament so far with lots of special performances, both team and individual, and it's all boiled down to this very day, this very moment for all of these players. In this semi-final we have KZN taking on Northerns, both of them having some fantastic matches in the earlier few days of the game, of the tournament. And it's been a rather quick start from the KZN boys, who have been sent in to bat by Northerns, who won the toss. And we've just seen the first wicket of the innings. Northerns will be very chuffed with that. And next to me, got Wayne in commentary. How's it going, Wayno?
Good day to all of you. Welcome. Pitch Vision South Africa. Unrivaled action after this national BCSA T20 competition. Day 6, finals day. 3 playoffs taking place here in the east coast of South Africa. 21 for 1, 2.2 overs. KZN find themselves after losing the toss and being put in to bat.
Yeah, I must say it's been a real exciting tournament so far. We've seen the odd upset here and there, which I think in general is a brilliant sign for blind cricket, and that it's developing and not really. It's been hit straight back at Matambo or Matapa. And was a chance of a catch, but just going over his head.
Good awareness there from the two batters as the ball goes over his head. They scampered through for a quick single, bringing the total up to 22. Those two batters being Pelele Kalala and the new man about to face for the first time. He's joining Spamandla Mgoni, opening the batting. 12 of 8 so far for him. Man with the ball in hand is Ephraim Matapa. He'll ball 5th ball of this, the 3rd over.
He's just straight on his lines there, rolling the ball off the pitch, deeming it a no ball. Yeah, Wayne, so I've seen there are very few batters in the tournament that are able to find the boundary regularly, and it's usually your big hitters. So running is really important, and that awareness of, you know, when there is a single to steal, and overthrows as well, a big factor that's been part of building a big innings as well.
Yeah, we see shots going to the point region there from Kalala. First runs off his bat. He is a B1 batter, so that is worth a couple.
Final ball of the over being lined up now. And that one's hit him on the foot. They do scamper through for a single. That's a fantastic piece of fielding from the wicketkeeper. That's brilliant work. What a fantastic effort. Direct hit and a sprawling batsman. And that sees wicket number 2. KZN in a bit of trouble early on. They wouldn't have wanted to lose 2 early wickets.
Indeed, lovely piece of fielding from Simpiwe Khoza, the keeper from Northerns. Direct hit. The two batters looking to be a little bit clever there and setting off a bit early. Keeper seeing that. And direct hit from the batter wanting. So it's Pelele Kalala. Lost only a couple of balls. End of the 3rd. It's 27 for 2.
Yeah, as much as I say running is important, I wouldn't go for these suicidal runs. It's still really early in the game, and you want to be building an innings, and as much as you want to keep the scoreboard ticking, it's not a time to be losing wickets.
Indeed, they find themselves in early trouble. 2 wickets down, nice and early, 3 overs in. Comfortable position this northern side find themselves in. Can they continue to put the squeeze?
And new man to the crease, Mgoni. Oh, apologies. New man to the crease is Glomo.
Sabalazomo joining Mgoni. He has seen two of his partners walk back to the pavilion. Won't be eager to see a third. KZN from Northerns continue from the presidential suite end.
It's a beautiful stadium, this Kingsmead Oval. As he comes into ball, he's generated some pace. It's been slapped down the ground as they come through for quite an easy single. Good way to start from Dlomo, getting off the mark immediately.
Seri Lesufi, the man coming around from the mid-off region to do the fielding for the northern side. Just a single to the total, 28 the score moves to.
That's a good ball. It's been swept into, almost directly into the bowler's hands.
Yeah, in the air there, half a chance for a catch. KZN able to get his feet in the right place to make the catch. Also half a chance for a run out at the striker's end. But all's well that ends well for this KZN side.
Oh, bowled him. That's wicket number 3. Kiertse being really good with his lines, generating that chance just one delivery ago. And Mgoni just swinging way too early, missing it. And that signals the end of his innings. It's real trouble. We have the Northerns dugout dancing and singing. Momentum definitely from the side from Pretoria. KZN needing a partnership to rebuild here. Otherwise, they'll find themselves in deep trouble.
Deep trouble indeed. They find themselves 3.3 overs in, 3 wickets down. Thomas Matuna strides to the crease, looking for some sort of stability for this KZN side. Wickets galore to start off the semi-final here at Hollywood Bets Kingsmead Park.
Yeah, this Northerns outfit really fancying themselves in this tournament. As do KZN. I spoke to the coach recently, and there's been lots of movement, and there's also 4 nationals that play for this KZN outfit. 3 of them actually in the starting lineup today. Always it's been guided through to third man region to come through for a single. So both of these teams with their eyes on the prize sets up a real exciting semi-final.
Yes, this northern side looking to make it back-to-back finals in this national BCSA T20 competition. Losing finalists last time around. They'll look to get themselves back to their championship game. And this time one step further, and they've started well on that path.
Kiertse's gone a bit wide with that one. It's been pushed out into the offside to the point region and going through for a single. It's exactly what KZN will need now. Rotation of strike, nothing risky. Make sure that they do build a bit of a partnership so that they can provide a platform for the final few overs. Bit of damage control at this stage.
Damage control, and they're long ways away from looking in the final few overs of this match.
Work that into the leg side and go through for another single. That brings to an end the 4th over. Score is 31-3. There's only 2 overs left of the power play. As much as KZN would want to take advantage of that, just need to watch out for that wickets column.
So a pretty dominant start here from this northern side. 3 wickets for overs in. Getting the skipper out and a couple of the danger batters for this Natal side. Who will put their hand out for this KZN side? Playoff cricket. No second chances. Winner straight to the final. Loser goes home. Or Natal side stays home.
It's a good ball first up. Once again, just pushed into the offside for a single. Rather measured approach. Both new batters to the crease. The weather's been rather topsy-turvy throughout the last few days. It's come in, tapped into into the offside once again. Another single. Yeah, going from sweltering heat to gusts of wind to drizzle to rain. Not only are these gentlemen out here to play cricket, but they are fighting the elements, and they have made it to the semi-finals. Ball's been worked into the leg side. They go for a single. Don't even consider the second. Seen a big part of the KZN batting unit has been aggressive running, trying to steal singles wherever they can, but this is a very strong fielding unit in the northern side.
Yeah, one of the better fielding units. Some go as far as to say the best. This is reverse swept. This is on its way to the fence. The chase is on. Ball will win the race. First boundary off the semi-final.
As you see, just switches the hands, hits that through the point region. Fielder just misjudging it, and unfortunately not able to reel it in. This is Kingsmead Oval, real fast outfield, and there's no way the fielder's catching that. First boundary of the innings. Once again,
straight to the fielder. Oh, half a chance there for a run-out bowler. Fielder could have released that a bit sooner.
Oh, I think after that previous misfield, he was just happy to stop it. Wouldn't want to be giving away another boundary.
Indeed, man in question there is Gertsen. Matapa ball in the last ball off the fifth.
Move that, hit into the leg sides to a square leg region. I'm always a fan of the left arm around the wicket as that ball rolls in, angles towards the stumps. As we finish over number 5, a bit of recovery here from KZN. 40 for 3, 1 over remaining in the power play.
Yes, this partnership has already lasted 9 balls, so very well much recovery from KZN. A couple more of those overs will get themselves in this situation. As we see, first change of bowling, this from the presidential suite, and Simpiwe Khoza into the attack for the first time.
Simpiwe Khoza will be coming in looking for another wicket. As long as Northerns can keep these wickets coming in at regular intervals, they'll be able to restrict this KZN side to a very chaseable total. However, this KZN side does have a bit of depth in their batting, and we know that they are more than capable of scoring a few runs. As into the attack is actually Makombe, but the task remains the same. Wickets, wickets, wickets.
No ball, first ball up from Makombe. He is a B1 and seems to be a fielding no ball. That's signaled by the umpire.
It's real unfortunate. It's quite an unnecessary no ball to give away. Just need to make sure set a field that's legal for the power play. Always find it so impressive how these B1 bowlers, purely on audio cues, are able to bowl consistently at the wickets. It's just so impressive.
Yeah, inspirational really. They do is out of this world. This one is outside off, river swept, fielded down there. Gets his body behind the ball.
And that's another part of the game that I found inspirational was the correct word. Is if you see these fielders throwing themselves around the boundary ropes and getting their legs in the way. I mean, there's more commitment there than most of our professional able-bodied cricketers, which is, it's incredible. These guys put so much heart and effort into the game, and I think that's why it's such a special tournament to be a part of.
Yes, indeed. The greatest ambassadors of the spirit of the game of cricket.
Makombe coming in now. Just a slight bit of discussion. I think we do have a Northern's fielder down in discomfort, and just getting the medics on the field just to have a look.
So 5.1 overs gone. It's been an eventful power play so far. A couple of runouts, a wick and a bold. 42 runs on the board. Would like to say it's very evenly matched at this point.
Well, I'm going to ask you,
with 3 wickets down,
who would
be happy here.
Who would you rather be? Which change room would you rather be in at this stage?
I would rather be the Harteng change room, watching this from the outside.
Just a reminder, there is another semi-final on the go just opposite the stadium at the Oval, where we have the CGL. We have CGL taking on Boland. Boland having a rather surprisingly, successful tournament so far, making it into the semi-finals, possibly as a bit of an underdog. But they're taking on the defending champions in CGL, and the Beadler brothers, the famous Beadler brothers, leading that unit and looking really good for another tournament. But the focus is on these two teams. Who can get through?
Yeah, 100%. You can switch over to one of our other platforms and follow that game. Ball by ball action, unrivaled coverage of the BCSA National T20 Tournament on Pitch Vision. This, though, is the game. 2 taking on 3. Northerns, KwaZulu-Natal, both teams with title aspirations. Both teams realistically so.
And it does look like we are getting ready to get back to the action. It doesn't look like too serious an injury, which is always an encouraging sign. And it's just a slight limp, so I'm pretty sure he will be okay. 5 balls remaining in the power play. We've got Tlomo on strike. I'm sure he'll be looking to target. Well, that's a rather wild delivery. Unfortunately, just a bit of a misperception as to where the stumps were, and ball gripping in his hand. That is signaled a no ball, and they've managed to take a single as registered as a bye. So a lot of extras, also a big part of the game. And it's one of those that you can't be too harsh on, as it's paddled down to the third man region. There is a fielder down there, and they come through for a single.
So, a bit of a rebuilding phase this for the Natal side. 16 runs between this pair. They've batted for 2 overs, the longest period without a wicket so far in this inning. This one is rushing down towards that third man region, and they will scamper through for a single, waiting for the umpire signal. Yes, indeed, that is another no ball.
For those that don't know, the no ball is signaled for the ball rolling off the pitch, and even if the batter does hit that, the no ball will be signaled. But if it is within wide range and the batters hit the ball, the wide will not be signaled, just as regular cricket is scored. That time, there's an attempt there. Keepers missed it. And they do come through for a leg bye. Slight appeal there from the Northerns outfit. A bit hopeful since the ball was going quite far down leg side.
Halfway through this last over of the power play, 48 on the board. Makombe running in. This one is hit straight to the man. At mid-wicket, great fielding from him.
That's a good slide in, just to make sure that the ball doesn't get past him.
Sedi Lesufi, the man there at the mid-wicket region, yet again doing the fielding, being kept busy. Makombe running in.
Ball's running down to that third man region. We speak of Lesufi. He was part of a massive partnership with his captain at the time, Matambo, and they were able to set a score of 228 between the two of them. Absolutely massive total. So there is a lot of batting prowess within the Northerns lineup.
Yes, indeed. The last ball bringing up 50, and it's very well hit that square of the boundary. 4 more. Ends the power play on a high for this KwaZulu-Natal side. Score moves to 54 for 3.
We
and
just
another
see how
power
he
play.
opens up that front leg and times it to perfection, trickling away to the boundary. And as mentioned, 9 runs to the over so far. I mean, the run rate is not an issue. It's been really good. It's just that loss of wickets that will, just keep the KZN side honest.
Keep them honest indeed. But 54 runs on the board, not something you would be too disappointed with at the end of a power play.
Yeah, so the next few overs are going to be real crucial from a batting perspective. If they can go through 4 or 5 overs without losing another wicket, building a partnership, current partnership up to 25 already. So there's been a massive effort to regain some stability. And as mentioned, there is quite a lot of depth in this KZN side, and they are real fired up for this tournament as the hosts.
Rifumelo Ntimbane, the new bowler coming in from the far end here at Kingsmead. He will bowl to Maduna. He to a B1 bowler. Oh, anticipation there from the wicketkeeper, getting his body behind the ball as it hits past him.
They do manage to come back for a second, and that's another element of the game. The keeper is so busy because it's quite a common shot to just sort of switch your stance and hit it behind square. And see the keepers also throwing themselves in front of the ball, making sure that they reduce the runs as much as they can in their power. Straying down leg once again, as you see the keeper spreading his body out, making sure that doesn't go past him. Wide ball signaled.
57 for 3, 6.1 overs. Maduna 10 of 11. Lama 14 of 9. Ntimbane bowling his first. He will continue to Maduna.
This one coming in so slowly, and he's waited for it to perfection. Hit it with real power. There's 2 fielders converging. One puts a boot in front of it, the other throws it in. Great teamwork. Reducing it to 2. They've considered coming back for a third. It's a bit chaotic out there. There was a chance if the call was made for the ball to get thrown to the keeper. At one stage, both batters were on one end of the pitch, but Northern's deciding to hold on to the ball. They've gone for 3. Brilliant running and intensity from KZN, exactly what the doctor ordered.
And awareness as well to see that the bowler was with the B1 fielder and he was not going to throw it in a hurry, and able to take an extra run there. Good piece of cricket all round.
That's not a bad delivery. Reverse sweep to the man out at a point region, and he's collected it and decides to jog in, hold on to the ball, make sure that there's no extras. KZN starting to get to a point where they're getting runs off every delivery. It's vital and sort of the catalyst for this partnership. It's once again been hit to the exact same fielder, who's then brought the ball in, thrown it to the keeper. Sam Makwena standing there at the point region. He's been kept busy throughout the innings so far.
Yeah, in particular this over, a lot of balls heading in his direction.
Well, since that early misfield, he's really recovered as the ball's been smashed back into the keeper. Once again, getting his body in the way. It was a consideration for a second, but deciding against it probably wisely, as there wasn't a run on. We go into the final ball of the 7th over. Score 63 for 3. It's been a fruitful over so far. 8 runs coming from it. 9 runs coming from it, apologies.
Kenneth Novella, the wicket-keeper there, putting his body on the line for his team. Exemplary stuff.
It's a great ball once again, this time finding the gap. Sam Makwena once again on the ball. They do come back for a second. Oh, they've decided to go for a third. Unbelievable awareness.
Sharp quality cricket that from the skipper off KwaZulu-Natal, beg your pardon, Cameron Sewell. He is the runner, the man who made the call, and they came back for the third and got there quite comfortably as well.
I mean, KZN captain, real involved in his team on and off the field, always pacing up and down the boundary, giving advice, going running, fielding like a madman. He absolutely loves the sport, and it's really enjoyable to watch him because the passion is there, and always very vocal, making sure that everyone knows he is in the room, and his passion for cricket just shining through. So real props to him.
And you can see, because it sips through to, in general, the whole KwaZulu-Natal team. It sips through to basically the whole KwaZulu-Natal team, as they tend to be, if not the second most, the most vocal side in this tournament.
I must say I was really impressed yesterday. We had a fixture where Limpopo were playing, and the real energy, they didn't make the semi-final, but they got a good win yesterday. As the first ball is bowled, keeper unable to stop it, as they come through for a single, waiting on the umpire's call, which is now signalled. And yeah, Limpopo really vocal, and they ended up winning their game yesterday against the Border Lions. And it was a massive victory, and just, you know, the energy and the noise that was made, really impressive. They do come back for a second. Really good running by KZN. This partnership now moving into the 40s.
Partnership changing the complexion of this game yet again. One thing you will see about this national T20 competition, and also by the BCSA, is momentum tends to swing 3 or 4 times in one match.
100%, Wayne. Very rare that it goes one way. The ball's been hit out into leg side. They come back for a second. It's a risky one.
Direct hits.
Just missing it. They consider the third risky run. They managed to get through once again.
A couple of direct hits there would have found KZN 4 down nice and early. But yet again, the awareness from the runners to run for their batters, make sure that they earn every single run.
Well, you can hear the excitement on the KZN dugout. They're appreciating every run that's being scored. And it's infectious. That type of running brings energy to the rest of the team. And, you know, it's just provides a bit of confidence for the next batters coming in, knowing that the runs are there to be scored.
Indeed, Kenneth Mabela has taken quite a few knocks there from the wicket-keeping position. That will see a switch for this northern side.
Another thing you see quite often in blind cricket is the rotation of wicket keepers. It's not often that one keeper will stand through a whole fixture.
This is indeed true, showing the versatility in general of all those blind cricketers.
That one reverse swept past the keeper, not being able to get to it this time. It's been thrown in, it's twos. You know, I've seen so many teams just settle for the one, but I've not seen in this tournament running like this, where ones have been turned into twos and twos being turned into threes. And I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a 4 at one stage, and that's purely from running.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of 4s myself being run, a couple of those being by the KwaZulu-Natal team as well. A couple of runs there off that last delivery.
Really interestingly poised now. It's a no ball signaled by the umpire. KZN nearing that 10 to the over mark, actually surpassing it now. And partnership now moving on to 48. It's really happened in no time.
Yeah, the rebuild, KZN seemingly having a different way of going about rebuilding, score as much runs as possible. This one is hit past the wicketkeeper, reversed very, very well. It's a no ball, it's a boundary, 5 coming off at 82, the score almost 2 now.
Oh, this is crunch time now. What a fantastic shot. It's been absolutely bludgeoned past the keeper. And the ball has traveled to the boundary like a tracer bullet. It's another boundary to add. And just to compile the misery, it's a no ball. Just a bit of a tough time here for Makombe. Going for 28s already in 1.4 overs. B1 bowler just wanting to see through the over, I'm sure. Ball's been hit out into the leg side now. This time just the single. One of the very rare singles so far in this innings.
Yeah, running with a lot of intent. Always looking to come back for the second. Something for the youngsters to watch and learn from.
And this time just straying down leg side. Oh, they've decided to run on that as well. Real intensity in the running. They've managed to run off what was a no ball. Keeper just misjudging it. And umpires being kept busy with their signals, getting some good exercise, stretching the arms.
That is reverse swept straight to the man on the edge of the circle at point, and it will just be a single. So end of over number 8, it's 86 for 3. The game situation has turned. KZN's dugouts would be the happier of the two at this point, 27 and 20 for Dlomo and Matuna respectively.
Yeah, this partnership surpassing 50 in the previous over, and it's been energy filled batting, lots of running, both batters strike rates over 100, so yeah, a bit of pressure being put back on these Northern's bowlers and the fielding unit. I think there'll be a big onus to try and cut off those 2s and 3s that are sort of leaking at the moment.
Yeah, a long way from 28 for 3 where KZN found themselves earlier on this morning. Fumelo and Dimbane continues.
A real wide delivery to start. And they've stolen a single as well. They're looking for they've gone for another run.
What lead-off running that is from that man yet again, the skipper Cameron Sewell.
My goodness, they've managed to run 2 off a no ball. From the keeper. Much better this time, going through the legs of Normal, and they still steal a single. Keeper does need to start getting a bit more sort of aware of the fact that there's just runs being leaked. He can just make sure that they somehow maybe get a run out, something with these risky runs. Northern's needing to do a lot of work at this stage.
Well, a couple of run-outs already for this Northern side, for this KwaZulu-Natal side, but doesn't seem to be deterring their game plan as they yet again they come through for another bye. This one off the strip on the leg side will probably be a no ball indeed. So no ball and a bye.
Luminescent vest for the umpires. Definitely cannot miss who the man is signaling like he's at an airport. This one being hit into the leg side with real power. There is cover out in the deep, and they only take the single.
Petra, the man down at fine leg doing the fielding. Ball hits in that direction, came round 2 meters to his left and throwing it back in. Just a single. Good throw back into the keeper. 93 for 3, 8.2 overs. Northerns winning the toss, electing to field. 28 for 3. That was the right decision at that point. Is that still looking like the right decision? I'll leave that up to you to decide. Yet another bye being run by this pair for KwaZulu-Natal. 63 runs they've put together. And certainly dug their team out of a hole.
Ball coming in, it's been swatted into the leg side. This time there's no stopping it. Big cheers from the KZN dugout. That ball's, I mean, we have a smaller boundary rope here, but that wasn't restricting in any way. That ball's raced away all the way to the edge of the boundary. See the cheers and chants from KZN. It's a fantastic shot, really well timed.
Yeah, that one straying onto the wide line, but he wasn't willing to take any chances following that and bludgeoning in it towards the fine leg region for yet another boundary, fourth for him.
Another really good over for KZN building up. They've almost cracked that 3-digit 100 mark. Really hope that the weather does stay away today, because the overcast conditions are starting to look more and more gloomy as we go along. But over the last few days we've seen KZN is more than capable of 4 seasons in one day. This one being hit out into the offside, reverse swept. Fielders managed to get a hand on it as they come through for 2 more runs.
The 100 comes up for this KwaZulu-Natal side. It comes up in 8.5 overs. It has come in a blitz.
Yeah, they've made that happen in real good time. And setting up for a massive total if they can continue. That's a good ball. It's been swept into the leg side. Quite aerial. Once again, no single as it's been pushed to 2. And that brings to an end the 9th over, 102 for 3. Be interesting to see if they do take a drinks break at 10 overs. I think Northerns would welcome that, just for a chance to regroup and restructure their plan for the second half of the innings. Been hit out into the leg side now. Second delivery of the over. 5 on the board now. 4 balls remaining in the over. It's been rolled just down leg side. They decide to run on it once again. You have to wonder, there has to be a plan to stop those runs being stolen. Maybe an option for the keeper to stand up.
Yeah, dangerous option that with that very famous shot. Always on the cards.
Reverse sweep once again. Just the single. Yeah, that shot is always on the cards. However, they're stealing runs anyway. So maybe protect the runs as much as you can. The ones that you know will be coming. Ball's been hit out into the leg side for another single. There's a lot of chatter in the field now from the Northern's fielding unit, needing to encourage their bowlers and their fielders. It's quite a widespread field, but it looks like they're doing that to reduce the 2s to 1s, rather confront the ball head on. Ball's been hit out to field on the edge of the circle. Just the single. That brings to an end the 10th over. We are at the halfway mark, and we are taking a drinks break by the looks of it. It's KZN who have got the momentum at this stage. They didn't start off as well as they would have liked, but they've managed to recover and recuperate. Partnership now of 78. It's been a real good fight back with some dominant running. It's really been the running that's been the standout for the KZN batting.
Yeah, 10 overs into the piece, 109 for 3, 39, 25 the respective scores. 78 runs partnership. Northern's winning the toss, electing to field. As taking intermission for the drinks.
And it looks like we are getting back to the action now. Teams returning to the middle. Northerns huddled together during the break there, having a chat as a team, conjuring up a plan to make sure that they find their way back into this fixture. As we mentioned, there's lots of sways of momentum, and the next 3 to 4 overs will be crucial, deciding who has the momentum going into the final overs. As mentioned before, the current partnership standing at 78. Seen it quite a few times through the fixtures throughout the tournament. One massive partnership can really turn the tide in a game. And the longer these two batters stay in, the better for KZN. They've done a real stellar job so far. Can they keep it up?
Yep, welcome back to the action. Here from Kingsmead, we're at the halfway stage of the first innings of this first semi-final taking place at this lovely, beautiful venue that is Kingsmead. Change of bowling for the first time. We will see the man who had the gloves for the first 6 overs of this innings, Kenneth Mabela.
Kenneth Mabela walking in now to bowl with a real task on his hands. He'll be looking to restrict them to... try and restrict them to less than a run a ball if possible. The cricket has been on fire today. And be looking to just steady the ship now for Northerns.
And on the other side of this coin, KZN well on top, looking to stay on top. Very first ball from Mabela is down the next side, has missed out, it's within the lines.
Well, it's a dot ball. It's a very, very rare dot ball that we...
Beg your pardon, late call there from the umpire. Very, very late call. And it is a no ball. And the very rare dot ball still yet to be seen.
Elusive, it's evading us as there's another wide added to the total.
All the ones on the board, if you are Northern's fan, feet down.
And he swung it right down to the boundary. There is a fielder though. They do manage to come back for a second.
Coming back for a couple shots, hits in the region of fine leg, and seeing some decent fielding yet again from Karabo Petla. He's one of those fielders who's been kept busy, as Makwene and Lesufi have been kept very busy for this northern side.
And is that it? That's the dot. That's the dot we've been calling for. Finally got it.
Yeah, a couple more of those for this northern side. Is what the doctor ordered. 10.2 overs, 113.
That one being reversed down to a third man region. Collected by the fielder. And they actually have come back for a second. First little steal that they've done since the break.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that's the message from the coach during the drinks breaks. Would have been more of the same. And more of the same we're seeing in the first over after the drinks break. Big swing that's looking to hit that towards the square leg region through the legs, and a second dot ball in the over.
Yeah, well, I'm just noticing, I mean, the KZN dugout, they can't sit down. They all, if there was a seat, they'd be on the edge of it. And you know, there's just so much tension in the air. It's a semi-final, so much riding on it, and all of these guys train so hard to try and get to that championship game, as you say. The title of BCSA National Champions. And this time, another wide ball. Mabela having a tough time in this over so far, just trying to find his line, straying a bit. Just needing to straighten up, making sure that that they don't give away too many runs.
Too late so far on this over. 3 balls in, 9 runs. It's more damage control for the rest of this over for KZN. Where can we get more runs?
Look, we can't underestimate this Northern's batting lineup either. They've got some real power hitters and they know they can score a few big totals. This one's hit out into the leg side. I think we're setting up for a very high scoring game in general from both ends. But KZN still, this stage, probably pushing towards a 210 total if possible. And if they do get there, it will be a mammoth chase for Northerns if they do actually get there.
Yes, indeed, 210. They'll feel like they underachieved a little bit. More in the region of 230, really, realistically from this position that they are. Great position for Northerns, for KZN, beg your pardon. 119 for 3. Being at home, having all those people around you supporting you, coming to the ground. Why would you not think you would win the tournament?
I mean, hosts always make sure that they want to represent on their home turf. They'll feel that this is as good an opportunity to win it as we just wait for the final ball of the 11th over. Straying down leg side and he's missed that one. So wide delivery signaled.
So lengthy over this one. Ball in the 14th ball off this over now. Bat on it, fielder doing well, getting his body behind the ball. Good dive there. And better running from the couple in the middle. 2 to the total. 122 for 3 after 11 overs.
Some real top work out here in the middle from the two batters. Partnership has now moved to 91. Untitled. Such a bad glitch.
11 overs gone, 122 for 3. Sam McQueen, 1 over not for 6. Best over so far from this Northern side, apart from the overs that did take the wickets. He will continue.
He's coming, that's a good line. It's been swept out into the leg side. Fielder with some work to do. He's a misfield initially. Second fielder does grab it. Has come back for a second. Good running.
Another big shout out to Pitch Vision, bringing you all the unrivaled action of the BCSA National T20 Tournament. Makwene bowling that to Maduna. It's turned towards Petla again at deep square leg. Another single. Score moves to 125-94. The partnership. This partnership has put this team in this driving position that they find themselves in. Dead ball.
This one being slapped behind, keeper grabbing the ball there. keeping it down to just the single.
Yes, the 6th and final day of this BCSA National T20 competition. Mokoena continues. That's to Maduna yet again, hits towards the long on region, and they come back for a couple more. The running, we'll keep saying it, but it has been absolutely exemplary.
Oh, it's been standout, for real, standout running. After the first two run-outs, I think they might have learnt, but at the same time, maybe just living a bit on the edge, knowing that there are so many runs to get. As they come back for a second now.
One of my favorite sayings, live by the sword, die by the sword, seems to be exactly what KZN are doing. They come back for a third. It's a 100 partnership for this pair.
And the KZN dugout starting to get real vocal. They're really feeling it and loving the enthusiasm and energy that's coming out of these batters. And you can see there's quite an accumulation of players, fans, coaches, and just going out and supporting their boys, and it's filling up more and more as the day goes on.
Yeah, all on their feet, all in anticipation, all being very excited with the cricket. Big shot that's turned around the third man region, and it is slapped for yet another boundary. Not as great and over that for Sam Mokoena. What a shot that is. KZN giving up the chase early because that ball had 4 written all over it.
Nati Trelelwa getting ever closer to that half-century mark, and there's only 4 runs to get. He's been really consistent throughout the tournament, scored quite a few runs consistently. We don't have the exact stats with us, but be surprised if he averaged less than 30, 35 with the runs that he has scored throughout.
It's another thing that is something that you see with all these teams here in this blind cricket competition is generally players seem to be very consistent in their performances.
Yeah, 100% correct, Wayno. There are a lot, I mean, there's so many runs on offer when you think about it. You know, the grounds haven't been particularly big. You know, it is a batsman's game, and if you're able to come into a tournament like this and score, you know, well in your first 2 games, you're more than likely going to carry on that momentum going through the tournament. It's been swept down into the leg side. There's a chase on for the fielder. Great hand that was put on it to just slow the ball down as they consider coming for a third, and they do, looking for a fourth and deciding against it. I think it's going to come to a point where KZN are sort of flirting with when the ball is dead or not. You know, they seem to steal runs. You know, but all within the legal rounds. But you know, they're flirting with the line.
100%. The word I like to use in that scenario is awareness. Reverse sweep, chases on, ball will win the race, and it is yet another boundary. Manelwa, a century from him. Reverse sweep. He has played some of the most beautiful cricket shots we have seen in this tournament. His 6th boundary gets him over the line.
Hoisting his 2 arms in the air, grabbing a hug from his teammate, fully deserving of that 50 runs. It's a brilliant innings, and you know, that's exactly, I mean, he's just played the perfect role for KZN so far in this innings.
Yeah, both batters really have. Partnership 111, score 142 for 3. Wouldn't have thought it after 3.3 overs when they were 28 down, 3 wickets.
Oh, it absolutely looked like Northerns were gonna, you know, ride the train and, you know, bowl them out for cheap. But I mean, cricket's, we've said it, cricket's a funny game. It can change the blink of an eye. And the same can happen from a Northern's perspective. Now they take 2 or 3 quick wickets, suddenly KZN are in trouble.
100%. I was just about to say the exact same thing. We're just always a couple of deliveries away from yet another momentum swing. This, though, is a very, very good shot fielder, making sure right on the fence, backing himself very calm. There's Captain.
You can even see that he was almost making extra sure that he doesn't miss that ball, because standing right on the boundary rope, so if there's a misfield there, chances are it's crossing the rope.
Yeah, big shout out to him for backing himself to make absolutely no mistakes. Absolutely no mistakes were made, just a couple to the total.
It's just body on the line stuff, man. Make sure your body is behind the ball. The wicket keepers had a questionable throw there. Probably non-striker. Oh, they actually scampered through for a single there.
Yes, 100% why he was throwing the ball in quick post haste. Yet again, another stolen single by this KZN.
I was watching the feed as the viewer were watching, and couldn't see the runner out of shot that had just stolen that single.
Yeah.
I'm at the ground and I'm not even seeing them steal these singles. It's brilliant running, and this one's been skied. Oh, falling onto one of the pitches there. A dramatic slide.
Oh, mixed up in the middle. Chance here for a run out. Sewell throwing his body, and he makes it back safely. Oh, it's all happening now.
Man, absolute chaos in the middle. We're off our seats here, trying to keep up with all the action.
Yeah, do scoot over to pitchvision.com and follow our scorecard for all the scores, but all the unrivaled action right here on BCSA.
This one being swept out into the deep. There's a chase on for the fielder, and this one just the ball slowing up. They've come for two, looking for a third. Oh man, they're just running for the fun of it now. I mean, speaking about getting your steps in for the day. And there is a signal from the umpire, one short, maybe just a little too eager on the turn. It's still very good running. I mean, the intensity is crazy.
So yeah, over number 13, the run rate for this KZN side moves to 11.38. It is skyrocketed. 148 for 3. 120 odd runs between this pair. 54, 42 respectively. This has been an innings to watch for the ages.
And it's not over yet. Still 7 overs, 42 deliveries. I mean, that's still a lot of cricket to be played in the first half of this semi-final bout between KZN and Northerns.
Yes, playoff cricket. We expected to see some very good cricket here from playoff cricket, and we are getting exactly that.
Makwene continuing his spell here, 19 runs in his first 2 overs. First 2 balls he's been on the money. Batter's looking so good. They're looking for a second. There's a throw into the keeper. Oh my goodness, that was extremely close to a run out. And I mean, the throw was really good. It just missed the stumps by inches.
Yeah, keeper positioned themselves a little bit better there. We could have found ourselves 4 wickets down from a KZN perspective. 150 comes up for that Natal side.
This one being paddled out to the deep. Ball's been thrown in. This time only settling for the 2. Maybe just a bit of a reality check there with that strong throw. Not to be backing up too much. The captain himself just making sure he always grabs an extra meter or 2, making the possibility of an extra run while increasing the chances of it. This one very straight, being swept into the leg side. Work for the fielder to do. He's missed it, and frustration on the sidelines from the spectator. It's another boundary. Lelelwa absolutely dominating with the bat so far. 8 boundaries at this stage, and we spoke about players that are good enough to hit boundaries. Him proving that he's more than capable himself. This one being swept into the leg side. Again, fielders being made to work real hard. Every run being cheered on by the KZN dugout, and why wouldn't you? That's a lot of cheering.
Yeah, a lot of cheering they've had to do. I was about to say this KZN side would be a very great advertiser for the Energizer Bunny. Lots of running, lots of energy on the side of the field.
This time hitting the B1 fielder in close. Just the single. And that does round out. So over number 14, 6 overs remaining. 159 for 4.
159 for 3, beg your pardon. Douglas has been waiting for that fourth Northern's wicket since over number 4. 10.3 overs ago.
As a boy from Pretoria myself, you know, you'd love to see a little bit more action, but how can you be biased when you're looking at a batting performance like this? This is an exhibition, actually. And, you know, you say in the commentary box you're not allowed to have favourites. You always have, you know, someone that you're looking up and gunning for. But, yeah, both teams really putting in shifts at the moment. Really curious to see where this total ends up.
Yeah, 100%. So if the Northern's players are listening to the stream, just one wicket for Doug, please.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's just for me. I think it's for the whole of Pretoria, man. The wicket is so needed at this stage.
Yeah, very well, very true. That's 128, as I say, 10 and a half overs ago, the last wicket. It's been a real struggle for them, really, over the last hour or so. Paddled around the corner. They'll get through for a single. Kenneth Mabela continuing his third over, 1-0 for 26 so far in his 2.1 overs. This is hit straight towards the man at mid-wicket, turning and running for a second. Getting a little bit excited here because yet again the turn and run, absolutely special.
Oh, he's forced himself into a bit of a dive there to make sure he gets in. And just wondering now, I mean, the keeper's fumbled that. If he doesn't fumble it.
Sorry. Third ball of the over, so it's going to be a no ball. Has helped it past the wicketkeeper, and it is yet another boundary. First one there is for Matuna.
And that's a fantastic shot. That's just been annihilated down to the boundary right behind the keeper. But there's just no chance of stopping that. It's been hit so hard. I mean, the pace behind the ball it's just hit it so well. That's brilliant.
Yeah, and of course, playing here at Kingsmead, the ball stays true. When it's hit, it stays hit on this outfield. And they're proving the case. That ball racing in a trace to the boundary.
Who would want to be a Northern's bowler at this stage, man? It's just an onslaught of batting. And what happens is you get these boundaries and then it pressurizes you to stray on their lines, and then there's wides that are signaled, no balls that are signaled, and it just accumulates pressure on the fielding unit.
Yes, indeed. Over there, a lot of 80 minutes to bowl because really the ball has been going to all parts of Hollywood Beds Kingsmead.
Yeah, I mean,
50 comes up there for Thomas Matuna.
Also a fantastic effort from his side. We've been talking about the partnership as a whole. Relelwa reaching his 50 a few overs back, and now Maduna getting to his 50 with no signs of slowing up.
Yeah, score moves to 170 for 3 now in 14.4 overs. Both batters well over the 50 mark. 170. We still have 32 deliveries left in this innings. 250 should be on the cards. This is a no ball, reverse swept, Curtin, long barrier. It is going to be a no ball and a single, even though Cameron Sowell was looking to double up there.
Isn't he always, man? Isn't he always? I think back, how many balls do you think it's been since the last dot ball? It's been a while, and there's been so far and few in between. Just just don't know where they're going to get these singles. This one being hit out to the square leg fielder. Even the ones that should be single dot balls that are going through to the keepers, that's where KZN are stealing runs.
Yeah, well, in the end, all of those little ones and twos being stolen will accumulate to being 20, 30 runs, which in the end might just put them in a position to be back here at Kingsmead for the final.
Final will be following this game. Probably a slight break for the semi-finalists, but this one has been hit once again to Geertsen out on the boundaries, put an effort, but this time unfortunately not able to stop the ball. A reverse sweep in time to perfection. Geertsen, as you can see, putting in the dive, wonderful commitment. Unfortunately not being able to stop the ball. Once again, the KZN support just riveting with energy.
So 15 overs gone, 177 for 3. I have stayed 100 and I have stayed the score for 3 for the longest time in this first innings. This partnership has to be very demoralizing for the fielders of Northerns.
Yeah, man, and I mean the momentum does carry over from one innings to the other. As much as Northerns have a good batting lineup, it's still KZN are going to come in fired up from this first innings.
Yeah, 100%. So this is why those last 5 overs become very key. A couple of wickets before they go into the dugouts could be a world of difference for this Northern side.
Makwene coming in for his final over now. This time, very straight delivery, being swept out into the deep. And that is settling for a single.
Yeah, Makwene has that very good control. He's bowled 19 deliveries so far in his 3.1 overs. No extras, no balls. Unfortunately, the batters are having fun out there. And seemingly the ball is going for a single or a couple every single time.
I think that really is the testament to the batting. The fact that a bowler hasn't bowled one extra and he's still going at over 10 to the over. It's remarkable batting, really.
This is true. Makwene ready to bowl to Maduna, his second ball of his final over. Looking to do the man can there, and the batter literally just showing him up on his face. Oh, good to see that the spirits as well from this KZN batter. Still very playful in the middle there, but why wouldn't they be well on top, enjoying their cricket right now? Turning and hitting that around the corner. Oh, turning and running yet again for the second time, and so many runs have been stolen, and they're coming back for a third. It is absolute sins for a fourth. And as Douglas alluded to on over number 4, we might just see a 4-run here today. Douglas, been vindicated.
Absolutely not surprised by that. And you know, there just weren't runs to steal there, and they managed to find them. That should have been at most probably 2 runs, and they've turned it into 4. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we're being treated over here. KZN showing us what they're all about, and they really leaving nothing behind in this tournament.
No, this match looks like it's going to be one of the matches of the tournament. If you're in and around the city of Durban, I would advise you come to Kingsmead and watch the end of this match. This will be a good one. So an injury on the park. Just having a quick housekeeping there with the wicketkeeper. It seems like he's just going to walk it off. So 183 for 3, 15.3 overs. Lelelo Maduna partnership well over 150 now. headed towards KZN at Car Corner. And they come back for a couple of runs. 185 the score, 56-74 the respective scores for Matuna and Kaelo. Makwena continues. Heads towards points. The man giving chase there is Ephraim Matapa. The reason why they're bringing that up here is the man who was receiving treatment earlier on in the second over. Good to see him back on the park.
Yeah, always good to see an injured player just coming back after a bit of treatment. Obviously something that's not too serious, and I mean, injuries are part of the game. It's part of sports. And if you see the way these guys throw their bodies around and really put in the effort, it's no surprise that you get the odd niggle here and there. Will come through for another single. That brings to an end the 16th over and the end of, Mabela's third over. I thought it was the end of it. Oh, apologies. So it is the end of the spell. 4 overs for 41 runs. I mean, that's pretty stock standard when you're looking at these bowlers. They're just going for lots and lots of runs. 188 for 3 now. 4 overs remaining. Still 24 balls to score runs. Partnership moving to 157. That's a mammoth partnership. The only one I've seen bigger in the tournament was from the Northern's openers. Lesufi and Matambo scoring 228 together. I think they'll be looking to replicate that, and they might need to if they want to stand a chance today.
I was about to say exactly that. They probably would need to do that. 188 for 3. Score probably will be in excess of 228.
Oh, that's a huge swing. Keeper has got in the way. And there's that very rare dot ball. Quite far outside the off stump, and it's racing away to the boundary. That's another 4. The ball did roll quite far out, and his reverse sweep that does come with a no ball if I'm not mistaken. Just trying to get confirmation whether that was a no ball or not. And this time they sneak through for a single once again. No ball has been signaled now. Have a look once again at this KZN dugouts that are really just watching in anticipation. There was a call for medics out in the middle once again, just to check up on one of the fielders.
Yes. 16.1 overs into this match. I have not seen a single one of that KZN team sit at any point in this match.
Oh no, as mentioned before, if they did have seats, they'd be on the edge of it, if anything. I mean, we're on the edge of our seats and we're sitting up at the top in the presidential suite. It's a fantastic view of the oval, and do think this is one of the most beautiful stadiums in the country. The Hollywood Bets Kingsmead Stadium. Just some visuals from our view that we have up here. It's a massive grandstand on the opposite side. And, city of Durban in the background. If you look towards the scoreboard, it's a real spectacular venue.
And it's also positioned right in the heart of Durban, not too far from the beaches. It's a very, very beautiful place, this.
Yeah, I mean, and also not far from here, also the home of the Sharks, Kings Park Stadium, just down the road. Can't forget to mention the football stadium, Moses Mabhida Stadium, one of the most iconic ones that we have. It was created for the FIFA World Cup in 2010 that was hosted here in South Africa. It really is a beautiful city. So far the home side presenting that in their style of play. There is a slight delay here for what would seem to be just a bit of a drinks break. Just a few guys getting medical treatments.
And 195 for 3. Quick reminder of the scores: 56-81, the two respective batters. Northerns did win the toss. They elected to field first. It's not looking like quite a great decision now, is it?
Yeah, man. Look, at the end of the day, I always say you can never judge a pitch until both teams have batted on it.
Very, very true.
So as much as KZN look like they're dominating, I think the first 5 or 6 overs will be very telling in terms of the Northern's innings. They do have a lot of batting up the order. We're starting to line up for the next over. Great shots of the city so far. Mabhida being real expensive in his first 3.1 overs. An element of damage control getting through these final 5 deliveries, going for 49 in 3.1 overs. I think the big thing will be reducing the extras as much as possible.
Yeah, indeed, 35 of them so far in this innings. It's a lot of them.
I mean, you take away, let's say, 25 of those, because extras are just unavoidable. What a fantastic delivery. My goodness, we speak about tightening up the lines. That has gone just inches past the off stump. And as I was saying, I mean, you take away 25 runs off the total. It's another good ball. The keeper's collected it. And that is
out.
That is the run out.
Yes, indeed, Douglas. It is a run out, and eventually this 4th wicket stand for KwaZulu-Natal is eventually broken.
What a fantastic piece of fielding from the wicket keeper, diving to his right, stopping the ball with one hand, and the captain really eager to go for the run, and unfortunately running his batter out. It was just a fantastic piece of fielding. Massive ovation, a great round of applause for Maduna, who scored 56 of 45 deliveries. That's a brilliant knock and really a spectacular showcase of batting, putting KZN in a position where they are very much in the pound seats going into the final 3 overs. Northern's team huddling up together, making sure that they tighten up for the final overs. The more they can reduce these runs now in the final overs, the better their chance of chasing it down. So a vital 21 deliveries still to come. We do have a new batter coming to the crease. We've got a B1 batter coming to the crease now. Just a reminder that every run that they do score off the bat that's not a boundary will be doubled. So as much as it is more challenging for them to score runs, there is a real advantage to scoring double runs.
Yeah, 100%. That man being Kanyisani Mdletshe, he will join Qalelwa 195 for 4. The score moves to after that wicket. Dot ball, very welcome dot ball in Northern's cause. $195 for 4. Couple of deliveries left in this over. A successful over this 4 Northerns.
And that's a wide ball signaled by the umpire. Standing out like a traffic cop. Facing his second delivery now. We want to get bat on ball as soon as possible. And it's B1 to B1 at the moment. No ball signaled by the umpire. Bella. It's been an up and down over. There's been a few really good deliveries and then just straying on his lines. A bit of everything so far.
Yeah, 100%. But bottom line for him will be the breaking that partnership. Chance to hit ball hit back in his direction, just wide to his left. Gertsen running around to do the fielding. Just a couple of runs to the total.
Yeah, I mean it's hit aerially back at the bowler. Unfortunately not able to gauge where the ball was coming past, but they do go through for the 2. Well, they don't go for the 2, apologies there. The single was taken and that's converted to 2.
Yes, Mdletshe being a B1 batter, every run off the bat of a B1 will be doubled. Still waiting to see the first dozen. I've seen 8 runs, I just need 12.
So I was under the impression that boundaries don't get doubled. Oh man, okay. Well, I'll be quite curious to see what happens if he can hit a boundary. I haven't seen any B1s hit a boundary so far in the tournament. So it does seem to be quite a rare occurrence, but not impossible.
Not impossible indeed. Happening yesterday's game. Big shot, keeper, anticipation, chance for a run out at the bowler's end. Oh, fielder does not get himself in the right position, and in the end, after all that action, it's a dot ball.
Yeah, both batters ending up in one crease. The wicket keeper aware of that and then goes and rolls it back at the bowler. And a real opportunity for another run out. You take a second wicket there, and we're talking about some real tense overs going into the end of the innings.
Yeah, spoke about the momentum. Northerns will look to get some sort of momentum before they get themselves into the change room. That's going to happen in 3 overs time, 12 minutes time. 199 for 4. Already a massive total. 18 deliveries remaining. What can they amass?
If you asked KZN captain at the start of the innings, you end up on 199. Do you take it? I'm sure you'll take it in a heartbeat.
With both hands.
But they're in a very fortunate position in that they've got 3 overs left to extend this total to as big a target as they can. We do have a change in bowling now. Geertz coming back into the attack, really good in his first 2. Oh, it's a great ball first up. Pure ball hitting the B1 batter, Mdletshe on the legs, going down leg. But Geertz probably the pick of the bowlers so far.
Yeah, the reason why KwaZulu-Natal found themselves in early trouble, and a good time for him to come back for this northern side to try and end them on a high. Natal, 199, it's another dot ball. Geertz has come back at the right time and it started with back-to-back dot balls. probably the rarest thing we have seen today, although they're going to turn and run. And it has happened yet again. They scampered through 4. A couple of runs, it's just a single rather. It's worth. Yeah, they scampered through for a couple, beg your pardon, for a couple of leg byes.
It was a leg bye. They've come through for 1 run. It is runs off the bat that will be doubled, so that one wasn't doubled.
Yeah, 200 comes up off of that delivery.
It's coming in with some real pace here, and I think that's why Moleche is the one that's been struggling. There's just so much speed behind Geertz's. He's got to run up and everything. Untitled is in the 80s now. B1 batters on strike. 200 was brought up with that chaotic run that could have induced a run out. Geertz once again hitting the leg. They've managed to go and steal a single again.
So yeah, that one coming off the air, caught by the wicketkeeper, but umpire saying that it came off the pad, and I guess that is a dot ball.
No, there is the leg bye signaled for that run that was just taken. Yeah, man, it's all happening. You've got to really focus to make sure you keep up with all the smaller things that are happening. Definitely wouldn't want to be a scorer. Oh, that is a fantastic delivery. Almost thought that ricocheted off the stumps, but not a clanky enough sound to come off the bat, just the dot ball. Coming in now once again. Come in with real intent, exactly what Northern's needed, just to slow things down. And that does bring to an end the 18th over, 203 for 4.
Jesus Christ, did you see that over from Geertz? 2 leg bars, 2 runs, only 4 runs coming off of it.
And we're heading into the penultimate over, 203 on the board for KZN. Untitled still at the crease, this time swinging himself off his feet. Batters sneaking through for a single. Lelwa on 84 now. And yeah, into the penultimate over, 2 balls so far, just the 3 runs coming from it. Lelwa conceding the dot there. Musondo has also been so good so far in this over.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why he hasn't bowled so far in this innings. He's started very well, well controlled, good running. Absolutely fantastic running, turning and just going, telling his partner let us go, and they come back for a couple of runs.
I mean, if you really look at it, if both partners were sharp there might have even been a third, but I don't think it's a risk that needs to be taken. Velelwa hitting that into the offside. Fielder working hard once again.
Oh, transfer run out here. And it is out. Given. Oh. This time that risky running does find them wanting.
And that is wicket number 5 as they come back for the second run. 1 run to the tally on top of the wicket that's been taken. Wicket number 5. Some excellent work in the deep. He's worked really hard. It is the big man, Trelelwa, after an amazing knock. He's come off for 83 runs, 84 runs if I'm not mistaken. And it's been seriously impressive batting. And we've got to be, cognizant of the fact that that's one really rare innings in a time where KZN were in trouble, and they've managed to recover so well. It's been a topsy-turvy game, and Northerns maybe just pulling back some slight momentum as we go into these final overs. They looked like they were going to be chasing about 230, and it does seem to be 1 or 2 wickets. They've got the 2 set batters out now, and yeah, KZN will be looking to just grab whatever runs they can from this part.
Yes, Double Homolo Sana, the new batter. He will face the last ball of this, the penultimate over. 9 runs coming off the last 11 deliveries. They've done very well. Have this northern side to finish up. Good batting there, opens the face and scampered through for a single. 1 run takes the score to 210 for 5 after 19.
That wasn't the easiest run that could have been taken. I mean, if the keeper gets a direct hit there, once again we're talking about what, the 4th run out of the innings. So live by the sword, die by the sword, man. It's paid off for KZN. It doesn't always, but if you ever wanted it to pay off, in a semi-final would probably be it.
Yeah, 100% semi-final would be the right time for a game plan to pay off. And so far, 210 runs on the board, only 5 wickets down, 160 odd run partnership. Let's say it's paid off.
As we go into the final over now, Geert coming to round off what's been a remarkable spell so far. Under the circumstances, going at 4.3 to the over, after taking a wicket as well, it's just, I mean, it's unheard of. I mean,
especially if you look at the current run rate for KwaZulu-Natal is at 11.5. They've batted at 11.5 throughout the whole innings. For him to be going at 4 was top stuff for you, Maxi.
Yeah, I mean, it's only really slowed down towards the end of the innings. So we get the first ball now, swept into the leg side. Wicketkeeper's claimed it. Chance of a run out. It's backed up real hard, and he was halfway down the pitch. And keeper since the change of keepers, I think this keeper's done really well in terms of putting pressure on the batters, taking the shies at the stumps. They haven't stolen nearly as many runs behind the stumps. Oh, what a fantastic delivery! Huge appeal, and that's not been given out. Batters walked across his stumps, and it's so marginal, that one. If anything, it's umpire's call. But
and he made the call, and his call was not out.
At the end of the day, it's his verdict that goes. That's another fantastic delivery. Geertse living up to his bowling figures. Goodness me, that's 3 dots in a row in the final over of an innings that's gone at 11 to the over. It's fantastic bowling.
Absolutely brilliant. Doesn't matter what formats you are playing. It's just a T20 and 3 dot balls in the last over. That is absolutely impressive.
Can he round it off now for the second half of the over? He doesn't get another dot ball, but this one worked out to the fielder. Should just be the single, and is. That's 1 run of 4 deliveries.
Yes, 5 runs off his last 10 since his comeback towards the end of the game. He's considered only 14 runs in his first 22 deliveries. He has been the shining light for what has been an otherwise bleak inning for Northerns.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say a fully bleak innings because first few overs did go well. But as a whole, it's just, I think that's why they'll be frustrated, is that they did start very well. And they would have felt that there was a lot less runs to be scored here by KZN. Oh, it's another good ball. That one's been swept into the offside. Fantastic fielding. And they come back for a second. It should go to bowler's end, and it has. And that is a run out. It has to be. Oh, he's fumbled it. Goodness me. Geertses. Okay, so absolute confusion on my behalf.
Absolute confusion on everybody's behalf. Both batters ending up on one side, and it will be a run out as we try and figure out which batter is out. And in the end, the call is for Kanye Samzetje. He will be the man out. So yeah, looking to come back for the second. Well, by looking to come back for the second, speaking in the case of the runner, because they both went to the same end. 213 for 5, 1 delivery left. The new batter, he will face the last ball of this innings. So there's a single that from Kulegani Mieni, and that will end what has been an absolutely brilliant innings for KwaZulu-Natal. 214 for 6, 20 overs. Not at all a bad score for a team that lost the toss and were inserted to come in and bat first. And it is very much appreciated by their fans on the side of the field. So yeah, quick summary of this match. Toss being won earlier on by Northerns. They elected to field. They had them 28 for 3, looking very well on top. And then 161 partnership between Anasi Tlelelwa and Thomas Matuna, both making very massive half centuries, 56 and 99 respectively, taking the score to 214 for 6. From a bowling perspective, not really a lot to write home about, apart from the fantastic exploits of Max Keaton. 4 overs, 1 wicket, 17 runs. Really, that 214 would have been a lot more if Max hadn't bowled his 4 overs. So it is halfway through this first semi-final right here from Kingsmead. 215 will be required from 20 overs for Northerns to book themselves a spot in the final. The chase is next.
Good morning and welcome back. We are welcomed by the tunes of the Northerns guys singing along and chanting as they enter the field. There's a tunnel being made for the opening batters as they walk out to the middle with a mammoth task ahead of them. The KZN team already in the center at the pitch. Just excited to get this second innings underway. It's been a fantastic display of cricket so far. Geertsen with a great spell with the ball, and then the KZN batters doing the job and setting up what is a real entertaining game. The Northerns batters are coming out with a target of 215. This is one of two semi-finals which are running concurrently at the Oval just across the road. We have the CGL team taking on Boerland. Boerland batted first and scored a total of 164 for 5. So CGL, who have the Beadler brothers, 3 of them in the top 4 batting lineup, chasing 165. It's going to be an interesting game that side, and the winner that side will take on whoever wins in this semi-final. We're right here at Kingsmead Stadium, Hollywood Bets Kingsmead Stadium. It's I mean, there's just so much tension in the air, so much excitement in the air, singing and chanting from both teams. Real interesting to see how the Northern's batters approach this chase. And join with me, we have Wayno on commentary. Wayno, what are your thoughts going into the second innings?
Well, my thoughts are we need either 10 very good balls or 216 runs. Either way, at the end of this match, somebody will be playing in the National Blind T20 final.
Always the realist, man, always the realist. Seeing it as point blank as it is. 215 runs required or 10 wickets. Umpires signaling to the scorers, making sure that everyone is good to go. Geertsen taking first ball after a phenomenal bowling spell, and we'll be looking to replicate that type of form with the bat. On the other end, Lisufi, who also very capable with the bat, scored quite a few runs throughout the tournament, been part of a few big partnerships, scored a few 50s. First ball coming in, it's been hit into the leg side, immediately off the mark, 1 run. And just try to figure out who the bowler is. And that's the second ball that's gone for a no ball and a single. KZN will be looking to give away as few extras as possible. 39 extras coming from their bowling innings, from their from the Northern's bowling innings, and it's just reruns that they want to be reducing. Lisufi now on strike. Facing his second delivery. Apologies, Geertsen now on strike, facing his second delivery. And from a Northern's perspective, also trying to reduce the dot balls that are scored. What KZN did so well was being able to score off every delivery.
Yeah, 100%, making sure that the scoreboard kept on ticking at very regular intervals. Geertsen sweeps that one towards square leg region, and they'll come through for a single. Lots of noise now coming through from Kingsmead. Still the KZN side very, very vocal, and why wouldn't they be?
Well, it's the home team. There's so much to play for. It's not just about the tournament, it's about the pride of hosting this beautiful tournament. Bowlers come into bowl. Sewell, it's gone to the backward point fielder. They come through for a single. Sewell, the captain. Apologies, not the captain. Bowler coming in once again. Swept that out into the leg side. And just constant rotation of strike, considering the second, but deciding against it in the end. It is Nonanana. He's bowling now. Swept into the leg side. Apologies, took us a while just to confirm who the bowler was. They're coming back for a second. And that's some good running. Now the Northerns dug out the ones that are vocal and encouraging their batters.
Also on their feet, it seems both teams very, very eager. Both teams very invested in this match, and both teams 100% looking to win it.
Why wouldn't you, man? We're into the semi-final stage. This is crunch time. He's gone down, he's gone right across and swept that into the offside. Just the single. I mean, that was so far down leg side, and there's not really a deep fielder out in the leg side region, so there probably were a few runs to be scored, but that brings to an end the first over. 9 runs on the board, a target of 215 ahead of them.
215 seems like a massive score. How would you go about trying to get 215 runs in the second innings of a match?
Yeah, I think the benefit is that you know what your target is. That's a big part of batting second in T20 cricket, and it's really I think a case of rotation of strike, making sure you put away the bad balls, and if you are given freebies like no balls, make sure that you capitalize on that, and just build regular partnerships that score at regular intervals, few dot balls. I think this is, oh man, we set up for a humdinger of a clash here. Just getting excited talking about it, but bowling like that. Trelelo, after batting right through the innings almost, coming into bowl now. Fantastic delivery to start.
Yeah, Trelelo bowling too. Lesupi, this one is hit with a bit more power, chases on. Fielder gets around, gets a foot on it, transport a couple more runs there. And I guess they will walk the second run. Walk the second run, indeed they do. Some confusion there, thinking that the ball had crossed the boundary rope. It hadn't. So 2 runs to the total.
Just a bit perplexed on my side as well, just trying to figure out, and now they seem to be crossing back. I do think that, you know what probably happened, it was just a single, and then the ball was probably called dead, and then they didn't go for the second run. But it is just the single, it is what it is, and now we have Geert on strike. He's gone and he's swept this into the leg side with real power. Captain himself going in, collecting that. It's
yes.
gonna.
Yeah, we spoke about the captain earlier on. Always involved, running around the field as well, making sure that after all the runs he ran as a runner for Trelelo, making sure that every run that he did run wasn't in vain.
Oh, I guarantee you, he'll be all over the place for the over. It's a huge appeal. Has that gone through and bowled him?
No, it hasn't. Just wide off his off stump. Big shot for LBW. They thought probably he was in line, but probably hitting him just outside off stump, or beg your pardon, leg stump.
It's been real good bowling so far from Trelelo. He's come in once again, this time beating the infield. Fielder throwing it back in. Just a single. Oh, the intensity in the field is great. You just see the whole shift of the field depending on the batter on strike.
Yes.
Now
This Natal side making sure that every run is going to be earned by this northern side. This one is swept towards deep mid-wicket. Turning, running for two. Good throw. Half a chance for a run out. But safely throw in the end. So a couple ends off over number 4. Over number 2. It's 14 without loss.
Getting a bit ahead of yourself here. We know we are only 2 overs in, but there's been action for 4.
Yes, indeed. Very lots of action happening here at Kingsmead. 201, 108. Required run rate up to 11. They'll have to kick starts their innings a little bit more. There's this northern side.
Yeah, I think it'll just be a case of consistent run scoring. Can't really afford overs where you're only scoring 4 or 5 runs. If you're scoring 8 to 10 runs and over at this stage, building the innings, then I do think that's the ideal start. Nonanana coming back into the attack from for the 3rd over, and he has quite a long run up. He has a little hop, skip, and a jump, and it's been missed.
Yeah, quite pacey are his deliveries as well.
Yeah, no, we've seen a few of the openers coming in with quite a lot of pace, but just something interesting, Lesufi does tend to start his innings a little bit slower. He's not really good at taking off from the get-go. As soon as he's more comfortable, as we say that, he's skied the ball.
Put down by the skipper.
Oh, we said he was going to be involved, and he just seems to be everywhere, really. And very charismatic character as well. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're in for quite a bit of entertainment from that side. Lesufi just not connecting as well as he wanted to. But as soon as he is comfortable, often goes at about a run a ball.
Oh, not to be too dramatic, but has he dropped this game for his team, the skipper?
It's an early call to say that one, as another wide is bowled. Those extras just not something that you would, it's not ideal at this stage. More runs you give away, less scoreboard pressure you have. And that's been hit into the offside. Field is collected, throws been slight appeal, but comfortably home was Geertz.
Yeah, the appeal not for a run out, but for obstruction of the field, putting the umpire in a position to make a decision. Umpire is not with it.
Yeah, I think that's a really hopeful shot if you ask me.
No ball, held down on the ground. Looked like it was heading all the way to the boundary, but didn't get the desired connection. So just a single and a no ball.
Well, the no ball there. The ball does have to bounce 3 times. Once in your half, once in the centre, and once in the opposite side. Therefore, that ball just gripping in his hand. Do have a line across the middle of the pitch just to indicate that. And it's been swept into the leg side with real power. There is cover in the deep, a bit of a misfield. And they should come back for an easy 2. Oh man, it should have been an easy 2, but now they've come back for a 3rd. We talk about stealing runs. Is there one more? Not this time. I was actually just about to comment on the fact that they're running singles that could possibly be 2s where KZN managed to get those runs, but now they've gone and ran 3, so I mean, they obviously know what they're doing. Wayno, there's a reason we're behind the mic and not on the field.
Yeah, 100%. It is the first one that they have converted so far. Haven't been able to convert those 1s into 2s and 3s.
Lesufi now with a real wide stance. Another no ball in the arc. It's been swept away. Fielder's got some work to do. He has collected it as they come back for a second, and there is the no ball as well. This over is starting to get a little bit expensive for Nonanana's liking.
Yeah, for the whole of the KZN's team's liking. Was a very slow start, pedestrian start rather, for the northern side, but 11 coming off the first 4 balls this over now.
This one being swept now. This time there's no way the field is able to stop it. The umpire slicing through the air, signaling 4, and the fielder in the infield putting in a dive, just not able to get a hand to it, and piercing the gap of the 2 fielders put out in the deep for that exact shot.
Yeah, quality cricket shot, first boundary for them. A lot more is going to be required if they're going to win this match. But a welcome boundary to kick-start Lesotho and Northern's innings.
Yeah, it's been a big over so far. Exactly what Northern's would have wanted. 15 runs from it. Lesotho's gone for it once again. It's out into the deep field. Has got work to do. And he does manage to gather it through diving onto the ball. They come back for a second. 17 runs off the over. And that is the end of the third. 31 without loss. Spoken about the Northern's opening partnerships a few times today. And although the names have changed, it does look like Geertse stepping up into this partnership, helping Lesotho out.
Yeah, 100%. 31 without loss after 3. That run rate has moved back up to 10. Guess how much they need an over to win? Just over 10.
Yeah, look, it's a total where even if you score 10 to the over, your required rate will increase. Even though it is marginal, it'll still increase. So a few big overs required, but I think that's where the B1 bowlers come in if these two batters can stay in. This ball's been hit out into the offside, missed by the fielder on the infield. Coming back for the second, a good throw could spell trouble. And who would you think is there to field the ball at the stumps?
The skipper, the man who's always everywhere for this KZN side. Couple of runs there to the total.
I mean, if you had 11 of him on the field, there wouldn't be any runs on offer. There's just so much energy. No ball signaled by the umpire. They don't choose to run on it.
Yeah, just a quick word on that last delivery. A couple of runs ran, was a suicidal run, but clearly the Northern's batters are listening to Douglas's advice about looking to attack in the field.
That's a fantastic strikeout. Fielders spreading their bodies down to try and stop it. Just a single. I mean, if you're KZN, you don't mind 6 singles in an over. It's when those singles start turning into 2s and 3s where overs start growing without you really noticing, because it's not just boundaries that accumulate runs here.
Yeah, 100%. When you look at it at 180 required from 100 balls, you think that's a very easy target. Although 6 singles and a couple of those being a couple of runs takes it to 10 and over, and it's exactly what Northern's need to be going at.
Yeah, just a slight misfield there from the captain himself. I don't know what he's doing there. He's just everywhere, really, and yeah. He's just a slight misfield, and that's gone for a single.
Yes, the skipper coming all the way around from mid-off, going to mid-on. This one is heading towards fine leg. The man running around is Jomo. Pretty perplexed, really, that Caleb didn't actually go after that one this time.
I mean, there's only so much one person can do, right?
Yeah. 100%.
Question mark? Wow, man, yeah. Good rotational strike now. Velelo just keeping his lines quite tidy at the moment. That one just catching a little bit of deviation off the pitch. And probably an unexpected deviation from a bowling perspective, because the line wasn't bad, and just rolling out to the wide line.
Yeah, swing, as I would like to call it, and it's swinging again. This one is in the air, heading towards the skipper's direction. The bounce and turn ends up going towards the deep mid-wicket region, and they come back for a couple of runs. Hetson looking to join the party as well. He moves to 17 off 12.
Another 2 runs to the total. These ones now slowly becoming 2s, and this over going for the mandatory 10, as we can call it. And with 1 ball remaining, what can they do to just get a bit of a kickstart into the second over? Oh, sorry, the next over. It's a big swing, great crack off the bat. Should just be the single. Really good fielding, chance of stealing a run. They've decided against it. There was
wisely so, I would say.
I mean, there was a fumble there. Chance was available, but rather safe than sorry at this stage. You don't want to be throwing away unnecessary wickets.
Yeah, 100%. 42 without loss after 4 overs. Northern's opening pair of Lesotho and Max Kelsen, both on 18, 15 and 13 balls respectively, faced by the pair of them. 173 required of 96 at 10.8 to the over.
As we go into the penultimate over of the power play, Skipper himself comes on to bowl. First one just straying down leg side, just a single.
Yeah, Cameron still opening the batting for his team. Not too many runs today with the bat, so he will have to affect the game in a different way, and has helped already his team with a lot of runs as a runner earlier on, throwing his body around in the field over the first 4 overs. Now the chance for him to show us some stuff with the ball in hand.
Just directing his fielders as well, coming over the wicket now. And this one going into the leg side, but there is cover. That's exactly why those 2 fielders are there. Lesufi looking real comfortable in that zone, and haven't really seen him targeting any other area, which is why that field placement is so good, especially now in the power play. Here's driving it down the ground with absolute poise and prowess. That was just the most fantastic shot.
Shot of the day, if you ask me. Such a good looking shot, and the pass to match as well. Lovely shot through the covers. Textbook cover drive, 4 runs.
Oh, I mean, you won't see a better cover drive in the game, man. That was so well executed. Bit of pressure on the captain, who's now trying to figure out how he's going to set his field. And, interestingly enough, he's brought another man over to the leg side after that shot, probably just looking to straighten up his line, and he does. That's been swept out into the deep. Fielder has stopped it. Come through for the single. Northern's batters inching closer to 50, and this could be 50 up for them. The Sufi hitting it out to the sort of a wide fine leg fielder, and the 50 comes up. The 50 partnership as well. It's been real calculated batting so far from Northerns. Couldn't have really asked for a better start. Final ball of the captain's over. What can he do? Slight appeal, that's running down to fine leg. They settle for the single. Over up, 9 runs from it. 1 over remaining in the power play. 51 without loss.
51 without loss after 5 overs, chasing 214. Would count that as a very decent start if you're a batting side.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, look, I don't think Northerns could have asked for a better foundation going into the chase that they have ahead of them. I don't think the KZN bowlers have bowled particularly badly, but it just seems a big run scoring wicket. I do foresee over 400 runs being scored in this match. Whether that leads to KZN winning or Northerns winning, I think we're about to find out.
Yeah, I was just about to say, probably that would probably mean a Northerns win. So the fans of KwaZulu-Natal will be hoping that at least less than 183 runs are scored. This is a no ball, this is heading to the fence, this is a boundary. Good efforts on the fence, but to no avail. It's a boundary, it's a no ball, 5 runs, it's in.
Yeah, this one just going down leg side, and it's been connected by Hirta. Fielder with a valiant effort trying to slide in with his leg, and it just seemed that he wasn't able to get there. It was just hit with too much power. Hirta looking to take advantage of the final over of the power play. Nonanana with a change in ends. This one quite straight, swept into the leg side. Fielder is moving around to collect. They come back for a second. It's dangerous. It's some good running there. Northern's starting to pick up the intensity. Can KZN keep up?
Yes, can KZN keep up? Level-wise in the field, they're very vocal, they're very loud, they are with this game. This is no. This one is in the gap yet again. Connected very well. Absolutely blinding stop on the boundary.
Oh my goodness, that could be the single best piece of fielding that I've seen in this tournament. Wow, launching himself like John T. Rhodes. That was just fantastic fielding. Goodness me.
Lovely work from our cameraman as well. Top quality stuff. And 2 runs makes it 60 for without loss. This one is in the gap. This one will not be stopped. This one will be 4 runs. Big over this for Geertsen.
Geertsen has decided that Nonanana is the one that he wants to take on. And already, goodness, there's already 11 runs off the over. Oh, apologies, 13 runs off the over. This might be the jumbo jet kickstart that Northerns would have wanted. Here's a big, strong man finding the gaps in the leg side.
Yeah, I'm getting word from the scorers that Max has always been that guy for this Northern side. Hasn't gotten too many chances to bat this tournament, but he is showing why he is such a high-level player for the side.
Hit this one into the offside, just going through for the single. What a throw! And yeah, I mean, if there's any time to come into the team, if you are a top player, it would be in the knockout stages. And you might ask yourself why he hasn't played all the fixtures in the tournament. But Northerns are in the semi-final, they're in the hunt, and he is opening the batting for them now and broadcasting exactly why he is batting in the opening slot.
No, continues. This one is to Lesufi. And something we haven't said all too much so far off Nana's bowling. It's a dot ball.
Oh, in general today, there's been no such thing as a dot ball.
65, 5.5 overs, last ball of the power play. Lesufi will face 20 of 18, playing the supporting role.
This time being swept into the leg side, fielder running in with intensity. I mean, the fielders also release the ball so quickly when grabbing it. It's almost as if they're mid-dive, they'll throw that ball mid-dive. It's brilliant, and the accuracy with which they do it as well.
Yeah, it is absolutely amazing. Just making sure that as little time as possible is given to the batters to make their ground, and all the fielding really in general has been off the top standard.
That has brought to an end the power play. A real successful one for Northerns. They've been on top of the game so far, going at 11 to the over, and 66 runs on the board, 66 run partnership. Geertsen, the aggressor, and Lesufi, the sort of the mediator, just playing a role at the other end. We've seen it numerous times. Lesufi just getting a runner ball, making sure that we can aggress from the other end. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that brings to an end the 7th over. Only 8 runs coming from it. Much better from a KZN point of view, but still not ideal. 74 without loss in that over. Here going into the 40s. Lesufi still maintaining his runner ball more or less that he
Yeah, 74 without loss, 7 overs gone.
This one being hit down to the boundary. It's 4 runs. That's a cracking shot. I mean, that was just hit with such power. That's brilliant stroke. Another 4 for Lesufi. Maybe this is the moment that he kickstarts his innings.
Yeah, I was thinking of low bowler man.
Once again being hit down to the boundary. Just a single. That one's going to be a no ball, and once again hit out into the offside, into the deep, and it's run away all the way to the boundary. No ball 4. Score now moving on to 85. It's been a good start to the over here for Northerns. Here it's approaching that 50 run mark. 3 runs required from his side, but Lesufi finally hitting a boundary, and we saw last time once he hits the first boundary, starts opening up. This time just a single. It's not just the score, it's the partnership that's moved up to 86. Fantastic work from these Northerns openers. You asked me what I would do or how I would approach the game. You know what, they've executed to absolute perfection. I couldn't have asked for a better start if I was a coach.
A very, very good start here from this pair. One guy having an absolute goal. Every ball seemingly going for 1-2 over boundary. Other guy at the other end, rotating strike, only waiting, biding his time, waiting for the right ball. And Lesufi is playing that role. Maxi having a go. 87, big shot from Lesufi. Misfield in the inner ring. But the second run is turned down, and it is just a single.
Yeah, I mean, there has been 1 or 2 singles with in terms of questionable running. There have been runs on offer, but at this stage, 8 overs gone, going at 11 to the over. 88 without loss, and they're sticking to that run rate required. It's I mean, the KZN side know they need a wicket now.
Yeah, KZN side desperately needing a wicket. One of these 2, preferably Gertsen. 127 now required of 72, 10.5. It's been the number. It was a 10.6, it's a 10.5. They've been batting at 11 to the over since the first. It is, we did speak about this match was set up to being a potential humdinger, and it's playing out exactly that way.
Where's the walking ticket?
New bowler coming into the attack. It's Dlamini. Dlamini will be looking to stem the flow. He's a B1 bowler.
Yeah, one of the playing conditions here in this national BCSA national T20 championship is you have to bowl a minimum of 8 overs by a B1 bowler. This one is gone through, it's a wicket. First wicket, first ball for Dlamini, and that is the end of Lesufi.
As you have a look, he's gone across looking for that very coveted leg side where he's been scoring so many runs, and this time miscuing it. You can see the frustration in the fact that he missed that one, and that sees the first wicket of the Northern's innings. KZN absolutely needing that, and what a time to strike, breaking an 88-run partnership. It's going to set up the next few overs really, really well, because this could be the catalyst for a momentum shift that we've been talking about happening consistently throughout T20 cricket. Wow, brilliant bowling first up from Dlamini, just finding his line immediately.
Yeah, big wicket, momentum shift is exactly what they'll be looking to get.
We have a look at the new batter coming to the crease.
Yeah, Kenneth Mabela joining that man on your screen right now, Max Helston. He is getting a little bit of energy, replenishing himself for what will be a grandstand finish, at least what I assume will be a grandstand finish to this match, and getting some instructions as well from the side of the field.
Mabela, very expensive in his bowling spell. We'll be looking to rectify that with the bat if possible. And
how will those guys be feeling right now after that first wicket, breaking that partnership?
Man, pumped up. This KZN unit, you see, it doesn't take a lot to excite them, and a much needed wicket like that, that's all the inspiration and energy you need. Next batter in we spoke about stipulations. The B1 batter has now come into bat in Mabela, and yeah, there's a lot riding on his innings as well, trying to get Lesufi on strike, sorry, Geertse on strike. Lesufi, the man that's just departed.
88 for 1, 8.1 overs, 215 to get, 10.7 to the over. That's the equation. Second ball from Dlamini. He balls it to the new batter. Big shot. Straight to the man at shot. Leg, and it's a bit, good throw, and half a chance there for a run out. Half a second earlier with that throw probably would have found the wicket of Mabela. It's a single with a couple of runs, since Kenneth Mabela is a B1. Commentate the last.
And next ball just going wide. No signal from the umpire. Dot ball. 91 for 1 after 8.3. Dlamini bringing KZN back into the fray here. Could this be the over in which momentum sways towards the KZN side? Speaking to the coach, he said he's come in and he's here to try and win it. That's a good shot into the leg side. 1 run becoming 2 as the B1 batter. Those doubles will also be real important. If Mabela can reduce the amount of the dot balls that he faces, could really benefit Northerns. Geertse on 49. Ball's been hit out down the ground. Fantastic stroke. What a shot to bring up his 50. Max Geertse. A real display of power. It's another drive down the ground. perfectly executed, bringing the score to 91 after 97 for 1 after 9 overs. Geertz, a well-deserved 50, coming off just 30 deliveries, hitting 5 boundaries in the process, and he's played some glorious shots in this innings. New bowler into the attack now, Kalala. Naki into the attack, he's already bowled an over, it's gone for 8, this time mistimed by Mabela. It's B1 to B1. This one going down leg side. There's been an appeal, but nothing given by the umpire, nothing doing according to him. He's advanced down the track, he's hit it straight to the captain, fielding there, 3 dots in a row. Ideal scenario so far for KZN this over, keeping the B1 on strike, making sure there's no runs to be scored. This time hitting the leg, and still not deciding to run. What a fantastic over so far, 4 dot balls. Over all the games that I've covered so far in the tournament, I have not seen a maiden. Is it possible? This time getting back to ball, piercing the infield, fielder throwing it in, and there is the single, turn 2. It does get Geertz back on strike for the final delivery of the over. Wouldn't be too bad for him to just grab a single and take strike for the next over, but he's decided to have a swing. He's beaten the infield, ball's racing away, there is a fielder coming around, and they come back for the second, and that rounds out a real economical over from Naki. 3 runs coming from it. That double has also brought up the 100 runs for Northerns. It's come up in good time. It's come up in real good time. After 10 overs, we're at the halfway mark now, and the players will be heading off for a drinks break, and we'll be back in a few to resume what looks like a nail-biting game. This is the semi-final of the BCSA National Tournament, hosted in KZN, the home side defending a total of 215. Northerns in pursuit of that, going at 10 to the over, and making this a real tight game. Stay tuned.
109 for 1, 10.1 overs. I have to say a quick goodbye to Douglas. He is gone. Lovely voices of Wayne will carry you through to the end. So single there from Mabella with a couple. All the ones on the board. 1-1-1 for 1. 10.2 overs. 104 required from 58. 10.76 the required run rate. 10.74 the achieved run rate. This match is right in the balance. Four runs. This one is hit straight down the ground by Max KZN, and he continues to bludgeon this KZN attack, and it heads down the ground for 4.
You need to fix P1, but you can't have a more rounder. Sure.
Down the leg side, umpire outstretches his arms. This one is wide. This one is going towards steep square leg. Field that does very, very well, and the batters will turn around and come back for a couple more. KZN continuing to be the anchor in this innings for this northern side. His score moves to 64, 118 for 1. It is the first semi-final here at Hollywood Bad Kingsmere Stadium. This one is heading towards the boundary, straight to that man yet again. Looking to come back for this third. No, just a couple of runs. Couple more. Running in between the wickets has increased intensity between the two batters in the middle. It hasn't mattered who his partner has been so far. KZN continues to take charge of this match. KZN opens up. This one is heading down the fence. Lovely work from the fielder down and the fine leg region. He extends his leg and stops the ball. Although great awareness from the pair of them as the extra run is taken. Looking to go for the third and go for the third. They do. Absolutely unreal scenes happening here at Hollywood Bad Kingsmead. So 3 runs to the total. 1, 2, 3 for 1. Northern side is absolutely loving it. Getting louder and louder by the second. 123 for 1 after 11. This one is heading down towards a long on region. Will the ball have the legs to cross the fence? Yes, it does. Look at that shot from Max KZN. Another boundary for him. Score moves to 127 for 1. 88 of 53 required run rate has dipped below 10 for the very first time. The skipper back into the attack. Cameron Sill. His team is going to need him now at this particular moment. Down the leg side, this one is going to be wide. Tournament that has been dominated by the batters, and it continues to be the case. Big swing, half a chance. The closest they've been to taking out Max Kirsten. Oh, anguish from the KZN supporters down on the side of the field, up here close to me in the presidential suite. Straight back to the bowler. It's a welcome dot ball as well. Good over this from him. 4 of the best balls. Bounce back with a couple of dot balls. This one is hit towards point, and he gives chase. And he's the man who reels it in for a single. 129. Kenneth Mabela is about to face the skipper, Sewell. Running that quickly. That one is hit to points. Chase is on, and they get there for a single. It is worth one. It is worth a double. Score moves to 132 for 1. This one is down the leg side. Gerson has helped it down the ground. Chase is on. Lomo will get there. Good throw. Direct hit would have found him wanting. It's a couple more runs for Gerson. Over number 12 is concluded. No. 134 for 1 after 12. So 12 overs gone, 132 for 1, 81 required of 44, 10 runs to the over. Kenneth Mabela, 12 of 11. Maxi on 78 of 42. Here's the key wicket here, number 14, coming back into the bowling attack. Long lost cousin of my scorer, Matwa Dlamini, into the bowling lineup. He's bowled 1 over for 9. The only wicket so far has been taken by him. This is a no ball. And it's been swept towards fine leg for a single. Waiting for the signal from the umpire. Not a no ball. So with a couple, that was a single with a couple because Mabela is indeed a B1 batter. Moves to 14, score moves to 136. Big swing from Gerson, round the ground. Is Lomo going to get there? Yes, he will. And they come through for a single. Good fielding there in the end by beg your pardon, they came back for the third run. Good running there in between the wickets, despite the best efforts there of Atani Nonanana. Mabela continue. Oh, he will face next ball from Dlamini. Going down towards the leg side towards Kwele. Fielder does very well. Good throw as well. And that is a single. Good running in the end one more time. Worth 2 indeed, because Mabela is a B1 batter. So all the singles being taken off the bat of Mabela are hurting this Natal side because they both all worth a couple. This is going to be a no ball. Big swing. Good stop in the inner ring. KZN will come through for a single. No ball and 1. 143 for 1. Halfway through over number 13. Required run rate is at 9.6 to the over. The lowest it has been. This partnership as well is worth 55. It's another good partnership for this northern side. Mabela facing from Dlamini. Mabela hits that. It's going through the offside through point. They'll get through for yet another single. It's worth 2. 145 to score. KZN will face. Dlamini to KZN. Big shot from KZN through the gap on the offside. Chase is on from the skippers. Cam Sewell gets a foot on it but can't fully stop it, and it is a boundary 4. Good chase there from the skipper Cam Sewell, but unable to stop the ball fully crossing the rope. And that is worth 4 runs. Score moves to 149, 12.5 overs, 66 now required of 43. Very much in the driver's seat now, Northerns. What can the home side do? Is there an answer? Big shot. This one is going towards the man at fine leg. Slight misfield. KZN looking to come back for the 2. Oh, and he's missed it. No, he hasn't. It's a wicket. Gone. Finally, the breakthrough that they've been looking for, Max KZN. Oh no, wicket. Good throw there from Zomo in the deep.
What's the score? It's 149 for 1.
So 13 overs gone, 150 for 2. Spanner in the works in this game, away back in for KwaZulu-Natal. Max KZN gone after an absolutely world-class knock from him. 87 of 46. "13 overs gone, 9.29 required to the over, 65 for 42. He has done most of the heavy lifting for his side. It does not change the fact he is gone. This pair here is going to have to start from the bottom. 13.2 overs, 154 for 2. Ephraim Matapa, the new batter for Northerns, swept that last ball down to fine leg for a single, 154 for 2. Spelele Kalala. This is heading down towards fine leg, misfield, and it's gone 4-4. Oh, it's worth 8. It's worth 8 runs for Kenneth Mabela. You can hear. Oh, big shot. My call commentator Doug was saying he hasn't seen a boundary yet being hit by a B1. Kenneth Mabela through 8 runs. Oh, that just turns the tide of the game, very much so. 53 required from 39. Oh, they love that in the dugout of Northerns. Absolutely love that. Big shot, sweep shot going down to fine leg region for 4.
So right.
Kalala to well, chance for a run out here. Now, fielder gets back himself in position. Ephraim still walking back. Chance for a run out of the non-striker, but they were not interested throwing the ball in that direction. Just want some coffee? That's for you. Kalala to Mabela, big shot again. Good field in there towards mid-wicket. They get through for a single. It's worth 2. Chance of Ifi going on the side of the field for this Northerns. They love Ephraim Matapa. He is a physical specimen of a man as well. Big shot! Heading towards the fine leg region. 1 bounce, and they will just get through for 1 run. They absolutely love him in the Northerns dugout. 165 for 2 after 14 overs. 50 now required from 36. Required run rate has dropped all the way down to 8.3. Hit by Iffy. Chase, run for Northerns are going. Enjoying themselves now on this Northern side. Ephraim Matapa, shot for 169, 14.1 overs. 7.89 now the required run rate. Cam Sewell, not happy with the field placings. He is going to try and get those right himself. So he moves himself to that position now. Cam. He has a feeling that Matapa is going to attack that region of the field, the third man region. So Cam Sewell moves himself there. Next ball, Matswa Dlamini bowling to Eric Matapa. Straight one, big shot, big swing, big connection. This one is rating straight to the fence. It's 4 runs one more time. Yet again, another boundary for this Northern side. Eric Matapa is having a ball. the big man, having a swing, having a go, and bringing his team so much more closer to victory. Brings about a reputation, does Eric Matapa. He will face the next ball from Dlamini down the leg side. Big swing, man in that region now. That is Nonanana, and they'll get through for a single. By his standards, underperforming there is Matapa off that delivery. Looking for the sweep, misses out there, does Kenneth Mabela, and it's a dot ball. He too has been batting so well for this northern side. The B1 batter coming in at 3. He's made 30 so far, 19 balls, that 8 shooting his score. This one is wide outside of stump. It's going to be missed by Mabela. It's going to be a no ball. 10 runs off the first 4 balls in this over. 14 now required from 32. Shot, this one is hit towards Sewell. He is everywhere in this field, trying to stop every run himself if he can. Couple of runs to the total for Mabela. Let us see what if he can do with the last ball of the 15th. Matapa to Dlamini. Big swing. This is going to be a no ball. This is on his way to the fence. Missed field 4. Nothing going the way. No ball. Nothing going the way of KwaZulu-Natal right now. Nothing going the way of Northerns right now. Misfield on the fence. That is 5 runs to the total. 33 now required of 31. Matapa taking a stance well outside the line of off stump. This is going to be a no ball, waiting for the signal from the umpire. No, he calls it a wide. Same result though, 1 extra run for them. 32 of 31. Last ball of the 15th. This 2 is off the strip. This one is reverse swept. This is on its way to the fence for 4. Little bit lenient there is the umpire. And it is 4 runs. No ball signal. So it's just 4. Ends over number 15. 187 for 2 after 15. 28 required from 30. Oh, it has gone away from KwaZulu-Natal. Very well on top of this game in the early knockings of it. All of a sudden, it has gone away from them. 19 of 7, 4 fours, cameo and a half from Eric Matapa. 32 of 21 for Ephraim, for Kenneth Mabela, beg your pardon. Ephraim Matapa the one on 19 of 17. 5 overs gone, 28 to win. 28 of 30.
28 of 30. 28 of 30 needed. Awa Natal, awa.
Awa. That's 21.
21. Shirt number 21 bowler. Shirt number 21. They took the one and it's two Japan.
Yeah, go to Mabela. Kenneth Mabela facing 32 of 22. Inside edge on that. Are they going to run it? No. Back-to-back dot balls for Sabelo Dlomo. No? 2000. Okay. Turning and running, coming back for the second. Ephraim. Oh, that was half a chance. That was the wicket. And they get through for 2 runs. It's worth 4. Kenneth Mabela moves to 36. He too proving to be an anchor. This B1 batter showing some maturity beyond his ages. Here he is facing. This one is down the leg side. Left alone. It's a dot ball. 191 for 2, 24 of 26 required now. Sabelo Dlomo. He will bowl to Kenneth Mabela. This one is going towards the man at mid-wicket. Good stuff from him. And this will be another single with a couple. Moves to 193 for 2 the score. Been a decent enough over that from Sabelo Dlomo. Unfortunately, 6 runs off that over is more than enough. They're requiring 5.28 to the over right now. Last ball off over, number 16. Yes, the crowd's favorite, Iffy, about to face from Dlomo. Gets enough bat on that. Straight to Nonanana at fine leg. Is it going through? No, it's not going through. And it is just a single to end the over. So, 16 overs gone, 194 for 2. 21 required of 24. Eric Matapa, Ephraim Matapa, I beg your pardon, to face. Still pretty vocal, still very loud. Number 9 coming back into the attack. The man who made the big 90 for this KZN side. Can he help them with the ball in the hand? 2 overs not for 16. Anati Xelelo. 194 for 2. 21 required of 24. Who will take this game? Who is going to win? Who will face either Borland or the Central Gauteng Lions in the final? That final, by the way, to follow this match shortly, right here from Kingsmead. Stay tuned, PVSA. Alelo, first ball, Iffy hits that straight in the gap. Couple of runs, turn and throw, and 2 more runs. 196. Alelo. Oh, down the ground. This hits him on the leg. And that's a dead ball.
Go plus. There's a dead ball on top of that.
Dead ball means Alelo to ball that officially the second ball. This is another dead ball. So just trying to do a little bit of housekeeping here. Umpires are going to have a chat with one of the tournament directors, trying to figure out what is going on here. We'll get back to you. Quick intermission. $197 for 2. We have sorted out whatever was going down. This one is going to be down the leg side. It's going to be wide. No, yeah, chef. Score moves to 198. So yes. This one is also down the leg side. This one is going to be a wide again. This is 199, 16. Doing well. Going down towards extra cover. Are they going to run it? No, they won't. Short ball. Few more dot balls are going to be required by this Natal side if they're going to bring the game a little bit more closer. 16 of 21. Anathi Xelelo to Mabela. In the air on the offside. This one is through the gap. They will run through for a single. That is worth 2 runs and will bring 200 up for Northerns. Yeah, the 200 comes up, 16.4 overs, 14 now required of 20. Ify is the call again on the side. He hits it down the ground. The chase is on from Zomo, and he only gets a single from there. Right in the heart of this beautiful province of KwaZulu-Natal. Straight one there, looking to be paddle swept by Mabela. Can't get it out the square. Dot ball ends the 17th over. 202 for 2. 13 required from 18. We have seen worse things in cricket. I think I'm also jumping on that iffy bandwagon now. He has been absolutely fantastic in this cameo role of his. Here he comes again. Big shots, big sweep. This one is heading towards deep square. Straight to the fielder though, and just one run. He moves to 29. Only 6 now required. 15 balls remaining. Well, it's playoff cricket. Doesn't matter how you win, only that you win. Didn't bowl particularly well, did the northern side. 214 for 6. They got themselves back really thanks to that last 3 over spell where only 9 runs were scored by KwaZulu-Natal. And here they are in the end. Mabela down the leg side. This is going to be a dot ball. Quite lenient on the umpire. That ball flirting with the line. .209, 2 balls left in this over, 6 runs to get. Kenneth Mabela, 40 of 30. Ball them! Second wicket for the KwaZulu-Natal side. Sabelo Dlomo gets himself on the wicket taker's column, and it might seem late, but a wicket is a wicket nonetheless. He gets a hero's welcome to the start of the field, does Kenneth Mabela. He made 40 of 31, an absolutely inspiring innings. 209 for 3. So as we welcome the Central Gauteng Lions team to Kingsmead, they have booked their spots in the final. They will come here and watch either the next 6 runs or 13 balls to see who they will face. New batter coming into the wicket is Karabo Petla. 6 of 13. Fantastic knock that from Kenneth Sabela. I cannot state that enough. He is a B1 batter. Fantastic from him to have done what he has done. Last ball of the over. Sabela Dlomo, 2. Petla. This is off the strip. This is going to be extra runs as well. A bye. Just waiting for the signal from the umpire. No ball and a bye indeed. No ball bye, as you see the signal there from the umpire. 2-1-1 for 3. Only 4 runs to win. We are 1 shot away, and it's Ephraim the man on strike. The crowd waiting with anticipation. So 1 ball. Here we go, last ball of the over. Ephraim Atapa. Oh, misses out there. It's a no ball. It's a no ball. No ball from the umpire. That one is a front foot no ball. As you see the signal, it's a free hit. 3 runs to get. Virtually over the line here are Northerns. And they give themselves a chance to revenge last year's final defeat. Big shot. It's heading towards the deep. Man coming round there. It's going to be just a single. So it won't be done this over. 1 run. Score is 2-1-3 for 3. 2 required of 12. 2 required. And Untitled is that man. Crowd favorite Eric Ephraim Matapa. 2 required from 12. It has been a great match, this one. We have seen down the next side. He's helped it. Is it gonna go? 1 run. Looking to come back, but he's sent right back. Scores are level. 11 balls remaining. We get 7 good balls and we get 7 wickets. We go to a super over. But Karabo Petla will face from Xolelo inside edge, and it just misses the off stump. Unlucky there for Untitled to not get a wicket. One of 10 now. Through his legs. It's another dot ball. Untitled making this one a little bit more interesting. If you're about to switch the channel thinking this game is over, it might not be. Untitled has got different idea in his brain. Here he comes to Petla. Misses another dot ball. Untitled. 3 dot balls in a row. Looking to buy a wicket there is Untitled, looking for the man can't, but the batter got his bats down in time. So he runs in one more time, and there it is, the winning runs for Northerns. Quality cricket, 1 run off that final ball. Just one. And there it is, look at that, celebrations from the Northerns. It looked a bridge too far after 20 overs, and that man has carried it over the line for this Northern side. 31 of 19 not out. Ephraim Matapa. And you can see celebrations from the Gauteng guys as well. And there you go, the 2 teams that will take on each other in the final. It will be Central Gauteng Lions versus Northerns. Commiserations to the host province. Have been one of the best sides in this whole tournament. KwaZulu-Natal, fantastic batting. Untitled did not deserve to be on the losing side today. Fantastic knock from him, just short off his 100. But in the end, 215 for 3 in 18.3 overs. Northerns victorious by 7 wickets with 9 balls to go. So we've had so much fun down here at Hollywood Bets Kingsmead Park. We will be back in about a half hour for the final. Stay tuned. Northerns victorious here against KZN by 7 wickets. See, Nufa, Dark is on his way to Joburg right now. Nyavuma.